Oh, that's a perfect start to the stream. Bloody sneeze. Welcome aboard, everyone. We are hopping into xPlane. I'm gonna quickly take a look at the traffic on the ground at Glasgow. I'm gonna go ahead and get our sim brief flight plan and everything. Vet sim radar. We are gonna be flying this inside of xPlane. The plans have ever so slightly changed from what the description says. Everyone wondering what the new plans are. The new plans are as follows. Okay, why is that reader acting up? In case anyone's curious, so the new plans are we're gonna hop in the 777. We're gonna go from Glasgow to Paris Orly, not to Paris Charles de Gaulle. And perfect. There's no one on the ground there. Glasgow. And then we're gonna go from Glasgow to, then we're gonna meet David up at Heathrow later. So we're gonna do 2 flights: Glasgow to Paris, Paris Orly to Heathrow. We're doing it all in the 777. Actually, it's xPilot. Need to make sure to run this as administrator, otherwise it will not see the sim data for some reason. Oh no, pass on that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go into sim brief. We're not gonna do our first. We'll try to get New Sky working with xPlane once we get on the ground at Paris, depending on the timing. Here's Speaker 35 Papa Heavy today from BF to. I actually have to look up the. I actually have to look this up. Paris. Le Bourget. Or actually, no, I want Paris Orly. Or, shall we go to Le Bourget instead? Shall we go to Le Bourget instead? Or, sorry, Le Bourget instead. Now let's go to Orly. Taking the 777-200, and actually, let me just go ahead and put it in like this. I need to get a Yankee Golf Mike Juliet one. 777-200, yeah. Alright. Yeah, and then that'll be a nice little flight up to Eddie. Or sorry, back up to Heathrow. Alright, come on. xPlane. Don't be some shits. Alright, we're going to try to get this thing out of... We are going to try and get this thing out of Glasgow within an hour. And we are flying as Speedbird 35 Papa Heavy. Perfect. There we go. Papa connect up to VATSIM. Looking good, looking good, looking good. So I need to get my radio panel working with xPlane. That'll be some time though, because I think I might have to reprogram the whole thing. Oh, I'm afraid I forgot about that update. Anyway, here is that. Let's go ahead and get this. Let's get the batteries on first. Let's go ahead and get as external power on, Deeroos on. Let's get some dome lights. Get all those on are on the emergency lights. Get in good position. Scoot in the chair. Perfect. Wait for all these systems to come alive. Now, in the meantime, though, I just want to show everyone this glare on the screens. Reason number 500, or reason number 3 that I'm considering swapping the PNG out for this guy. So, anyway, airplane. Sorry, no. I actually need to download our flight plan first. With vector 777. I need to go ahead and show you my folder. Actually, let me go ahead and paint this folder as well. There you go. And do a quick hack this time. Alright, now the aircraft will actually see it. Anyway, let's take a look here. External services, aircraft services, get data from the sim brief. Perfect. I need that. And we're gonna see it. Now this FMC has received an update. So we're gonna see how responsive is it. It's not. Well, there's still a slight delay. There's still a delay in it. But kind of annoying. I may or may not have to reconfigure something for it. Damn it, 10 minutes to alignment. We are... No, just ignore the rest of that. The company route is EGPF. Echo Golf Papa Foxtrot to LFPO. Right. Yeah. To LFPO. And 01. Alright, company route. Alright, did get it. And we are going to be bird 35 Papa today. That is the flight number. You can activate that route, execute. Perfect. Now I have my iPad upstairs today, not down here. It's gonna get knocked up. Good morning to everyone for tuning in. Let's see here. I'm gonna warn everyone, this flight is either gonna go very, very good or very, very horrendously. So, alright. Runway 23 Norbo 1 Hotel departure. Anyway, any waypoints we're used to. Lakey. Listo. Oh, Honolulu is on that. Compton. Alright. So looks like a relatively good flight route. Should be a good decent leg. Alright, departure, arrival, departure is in fact runway 23 on the Norb 1 Hotel departure. Let me just make sure that has the correct runway in the long. Yeah, perfect. Apparently they have apparently Glasgow is actually A380 capable somehow, because what's her face airline, specialty airline, decided to try to operate a route here before their A380 had to Globo decided to try to have an A380 route between Kennedy and Glasgow until they realized that the A380 had to go in for long-term maintenance, also known as a D-check. Anyway, that's fine. Let's take a look here at this. come back here. We can initialize all that flight. Simplify loading. Fill all from sim brief. Load aircraft. Just go at it quickly. Alright. So our 0 fuel weight is 169.46 or 169.6. Now, according to SimBrief, our cruising altitude is going to be 390. 390 with a cost index of 119. Now, that's quite high. It's been a minute since I last got a cost index in the 100s. Oh shit, is there a new Ariac cycle? No, I think that's the same one actually. Reserves. So that's going to be our FinRes fuel. Need to take a look at this. Is this back? Is this in here? We might have to. I think we have to look at the OFP briefing. Weights, FinRes, or fuel. Yeah, 2.4. Okay. In terms of our takeoff performance, just ask SimBrief. Don't want improved climb. Improved climb is stupid. That's on flaps 5 to take off 2. But actually, I don't think I can do that. I can do flaps 15 if I'm not mistaken. Right. I can only do something. Trying to do that for a moment. Yeah, I can do 1, 15, 20. Yeah, I can do 15. Just can't do, yeah, I can do 15. That 15, yeah. And then in terms of winds, oh, it's a pretty damn strong wind. Metar says it's 200 degrees, 19er. Damn, that's a pretty damn strong wind. Actually, let's get the QNH in now before I forget. QNH 1002. In terms of this, let's go and get this one. 2.8. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get that on. Let's go ahead and get the headset on. So we are actually not that far from push. And Adir is aligning. Dismissing on the ground crew. Oh, actually, I take that back. We're still. How are you still 8 minutes away from all that stuff? Damn. We might actually have to wait for the Adir's 2 line. Damn. Trying to get out of here quick as well. In fairness, though, we do have 3.5 hours to be at Heathrow. So I think we might cut it close, but it's fine. Dear to take off 2 with an assumed temp of 47. In terms of this, is going to be flaps 15. Our center of gravity, which this will tell us. Back. Our center of gravity for today is going to be. Do we have any maintenance we have to take care of real quickly? No. Let's see here. It's going to be 28.7. Alexa, turn on Ryan's desk. That'll go ahead and tell us our trim as well. 4.25. That seems about average for the triple. So you can get that on. Let's go and chuck all those in. Let's get some nav lights, logo and wing lights on. Let's get the window heat on. Perfect. Anyway, this isn't actually looking that bad, to be honest. I mean, this is Glasgow at night. This is Glasgow at night, so I will say, xPlane might not do very many with visuals correctly, but having airports that are correctly modeled, in terms of the location of everything, and then also the other thing is having lights actually look as dark as they are in real life. That is actually a big benefit of xPlane. So once again, xPlane might not do a lot of things visually correctly, but those are some things that are done correctly. Alright, let me go ahead and get snipping tool up to take some screenshots during tonight's flight. Right now, I'm determined to push back in this thing on the first try today. Though I doubt that'll happen. I guess I got 5 minutes until it happens. Let's see here. In the meantime, we can go ahead and take a look at the airport. This here is Glasgow. We are here at Pure Mike. Is there a yeah, let's see here. Turn on charts. In terms of stands? Yeah, I believe. What stand are we at right now? Where is marking? Or where does it say? I don't know where it says actually. We are at. I don't see. It shows me here. Do I not see any stand markings? Also, I'm realizing how much bigger Glasgow is than Edinburgh, which is stupid. Because Edinburgh's far more popular, in my opinion. You're at stand 29er. And look who's come to say hello. You gonna get up here, bud? You gonna get up here? Buddy has some allergies. I have to give him some medicine for later. But yeah, no. I mean, okay, texturing wise, admittedly, it's not great. Yeah. But in terms of the ground textures, really cannot get much better, to be 100% honest. We also have we also have the auto visual guidance system. So have all that, which is nice. Done. Let's go and get the flight directors on. Let's take a look at our departure. So we'll most likely just go straight to climb. Initial climb is altitude 6,000 feet. So let's chuck that in. Right now I am curious how's thing here. Oh, nice. Same as the PMTG. Let's arm the auto throttle. In terms of this, we have a discontinuity. Just remember how we're going direct from Rolva direct. Yeah, we're going direct. Perfect on that front, and then let's do that. Oh, great! That won't allow me to do that. Alright, we have 1 minute 50 until we're gonna try to push. Let's get that on. Almost forgot about that. That could have been bad. Let's see. Let's get everyone strapped in. Let's dismiss let's begin to dismiss in the ground crew. Actually, in terms of, I actually want to replan our pushback first.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Alright. Let's begin to dismiss in the ground crew, shall we? Aircraft. Doors. Let's close all doors, shall we? Let's dismiss all that. Forward car. Let's get the external power disconnected, shall we? Let's get that all disconnected. Back in terms of ground services. The stairs can go away. Ground power unit. Dismiss ground power unit. Perfect. Ground up. Perfect. Do you have all of our fuel on board? Oh yeah, 22.7. Good. All right, let's try to push back this time correctly. Plugins, better pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
In the meantime, let's go ahead and get our squawk code in of 2,000. Let's see that. Perfect. Well, I also need to figure out what's going on with my cell calculator once we're whatever, because for some reason it's not allowing me to enter my cell code in. Don't know why, but it's not.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Glasgow traffic, speedbird 35 Papa, stand to 9er, vision start onto Mike, now facing north. Glasgow traffic. Let's get the trucks going. Let's get the beacons on. Watch us do it the first time this time. Putting that up. Oh, great. Here we go again. Not again. So, essentially, better pushback's broken. I think, anyway. Because this is up. Because the nose is up, right? It's ready to push us. Right. but it's not. There's nothing in the way. So let's get those on. Anytime. Come on now. Back. Essentially, that's the issue with better pushback right now.
Ground the cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Oh, there we go. Oh, finally. Yes, I just think that's a bug now. I think that's a bug. Because, yeah. Oh, great. You have to quickly do this. I forgot about that in this thing. Sure. I need to see if there's a way to link the chip, because I think that's kind of annoying. Good. We need to push back. Get engine number 1 on. Beacons on? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this British Airways positioning flight. Or, sorry, this British Airways flight. Service now to Paris Orly Airport. Counter crew safety demonstration, thank you. Alright, so that tells me is that there's a bug going on somewhere. In terms of the flight factor, I have the weird suspicion that flight factor might be overriding the pushback map of where I tell it to push back. But then, because when I went in that menu to change the pushback, it had it in it. I just had to press enter again, and then it started to work. So I think that it might just be getting confused, because flight factor actually has their own pushback system inside the aircraft, which I tend to not really like. Well, not that I've really used it, but let's get number 2 on. Right, but anyway, get L and F on as well. We'll be taking runway 23, most likely via Alpha. Taxi Golf and Alpha to holding point Alpha 1 for runway 23.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting toes. Stand by.
All good. I'm still waiting on an engine. In the meantime, while that engine comes aboard or it comes alive, flight controls. Check the rudder. Full up, full down, full left, full right. Check the ground spoilers. Perfect. Flaps going to full/30. I think we've actually been able to get fully pushed out of Glasgow in 30 minutes. Because we started the stream 30 minutes ago. It's 1:15 now. I started it at 1:45. Good.
Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Good. Just waiting on the flaps. In the meantime, to get taxi and turn off lights on. Here we go. I don't need that. Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please. Cabin crew seats for takeoff. Thank you. Alright. So flaps are fully extended up to 15. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now. Alright. Let's go traffic. Speedbird 35 Papa Heavy taxiing now. Holding point Alpha 1 for runway 23. Just stand by. Yeah, for runway 23. Via Mike Golf and Alpha. Glasgow traffic. Alright, AP is coming off. Perfect. Break to RTO. Get the strobies on now, please, actually. Just before I forget them. They will forget them. It's such a pity that my panel here is not working. I have bad news, actually, about this whole setup. I have to make some adjustments, actually. I have bad news. Well, it's not really bad news. It's worse news. It could be better news, but I'm gonna try, though. Essentially what happened is my landlord came in and said, you have 2 weeks to get rid of it. But they don't like it. So I may have to tear the whole thing down. They're going to try to do some negotiation to try to make it look better and try to extend some time out of it. If the end goal, even if it does eventually, I'll get torn to bits, which I'm not thrilled about. But you know what? To be honest, I gotta be honest. I think I prefer the setup the old way. It's taking some getting used to. There's just a few things about this whole thing that are not exactly thrilling. I mean, the fact that I can't stand up in it. Now that's my own fault, but I thought I'd be fine with kind of ducking in it. But it's like a weird height where I think I can stand up in it. So, but anyway, I have to. On Wednesday, I'm gonna try to make some adjustments to it, which I'm not gonna bother streaming. So, gonna try to bring it in a little tighter and everything. But
approaching 2, 3.
weather on. To get VORs on. Perfect. Continue straight. I wasn't able to do most of this taxi without the tiller, actually. Let's go traffic, 035 Papa Heavy, line up runway 23 now. Let's go traffic.
Approaching 2, 3.
You know, airport. It's been a minute since I've last been at this Heathrow. We're gonna be off to Heathrow a little later after this flight. Which, if this goes well,
On runway
we may
2,
or may not do a
3.
New Sky Academy flight in this thing. Try to get it working with New Sky. All right. Alright, auto brake RTO, flaps 15, borrow, or sorry. That's perfect. Just verify any changes. Oh, great. It's actually 101. It's actually that now. Just verify our takeoff data. Oh, great. That deleted itself as well. And Glasgow traffic speeder 35 Papa Heavy is just going to need an extra moment or so on the ground while we re-put in some performance calculations. Apologies for the delay. Glasgow traffic. Great. 190 degrees, 17 gusting 32 now. Which means series to takeoff is now out the window. Or sorry, assumed temp. The first limitation we take off 2. This assumed temp is now out the window. 121. 126, 136. Perfect. All right, and then in terms of this, I just need to that needs to be 4.5. There we go. And Glasgow traffic, speedbird 35 Papa Heavy, runway 23, takeoff now on the Norbo 1 Hotel departure, Glasgow traffic. Great, then get those on. All right. The rest stabilized. Airspeed is alive. $80 knots. Pressure relieved.
B1.
B1 and rotate. Let's rate gear up. Yeah, that takeoff could have certainly been a little better. Bring in some flaps. Let's go traffic speedbed 35 Papa Heavy now airborne out of runway 23, passing now 1900 feet, climbing now to a flight level of 390 via the Norbo 1 Hotel. Glasgow traffic final call. Flaps all the way in now. I heard about that. I heard that USB disconnect. Tell you what, we can proceed now. Direct Rolva. Proceed now. Direct Rolva. Let's go traffic speed by 35 Papa Heavy, turning now, direct waypoint, Rolva. That is Romeo, Oscar Victor Lima Alpha waypoint. Traffic. Oh, I changed my wallpaper on my phone to be the British Airways 777. So I'm now fully in the 777 camp. To those who may despise it, I am now fully in the British Airways 777 camp. It is a good aircraft. Extended pressure. Just this one as well. VNAV knows climb direct, right? Yeah, it does. Next page. Yeah. There's not a bunch of stuff that's still modeled in the there's not a bunch of stuff that's modeled yet in the FMC. I mean, this is still a beta aircraft. With that said, though, it's not bad at all. We're about to pass 10,000. We can turn the landing lights off. I once again, I wish I could do it through up here, but I just can't. Anyway, we are en route to Paris Orly, which is actually an airport we've been to before. It's been a minute since you were last at Paris Orly. I mean, it's been since the Euro Capitals, so 6 months ago. Actually, more than that. Like 8 months ago, but whatever. That's fine. It's been a minute since you were last at Paris Orly, but we do have a handful of runway selections. We do have a handful of standard options as well. Then we'll go from Paris Orly to Charles de Gaulle. Or sorry, not Charles de Gaulle. That'll be a stupid flight. Off to London Heathrow to meet up with David at Heathrow. So yeah. Anyway, that's the plan. But that flight should be about half an hour or so. Should be a relatively short flight there. The main thing, and actually we might do that on New Sky if I can figure out how to work New Sky. So, right, I need to take a look here because I have actually installed the drivers again to the printer. So I need to take a look. Simulation equipment. General sim. Here, is there like here options? So your interaction. Say park and brake. Let me just enable that. Let's see here. Systems. Avionics. I should have to wonder. General. Is there like a printer page? Here, let's see here. There should be a little printer right about there. In the 777, it's actually at the back behind the phone. You have the phone, and then the printer will be like right here. Let's take a look. We are need some strip lines. Let's turn the landing lights off, or only turn off lights off, which I believe I forgot to do straight up. I was monitoring it, so. Put information, review. Do it. So it's actually the cabin. Just a little bumpy. Just a little bumpy. But this 777 is handling it well. Bum. The other thing is that we're on course. I mean, we are flying with a heading of 150 degrees, and even though really we're on a track of like 1-3 or sorry, maybe 1-4 degrees, something like that. But this 777 is handling it just fine. Are we a little bumpy? Yeah, we are a little bumpy, but that's fine. It's doing a pretty damn good job of it. It's doing a pretty damn good job of it, if I do say so myself. Oh, there's 3 aircrafts. Took off from Paris early. Actually, if I have to be 100% honest, I spent some time in Paris back in August of last year, and I wasn't actually that impressed with Paris. I mean, people said, "Oh, you'll have a wonderful time in Paris." I didn't. I actually gotta be honest. I didn't actually feel that safe in Paris. I felt a whole lot safer in Nuremberg, and I felt a whole lot safer in Amsterdam. Right, but I didn't actually feel that safe in Paris. People say, "Oh, be romantic now." I found Paris to not be half of what people advertised. Too much of a popular tourist destination. Now, southern France, maybe. I've not been to southern France, but maybe go to somewhere inside of France, outside of Paris. Then I can actually genuinely see how people would enjoy France. It's that I found Paris to be actually not that lovely. So, going forward, next time I go to France, maybe I'll go to southern France or just anywhere but Paris. Because I do actually genuinely. And we spent a day at the Palace of Versailles, right? And it was nice. I mean, it was a very popular tourist destination, of course. But the city of Versailles felt a whole lot cleaner. It looked a whole lot nicer, in my opinion. Versailles actually was nice. I think Versailles was like the only part of Paris that I actually liked. So that, and then of course, and actually Dugal wasn't actually that great, to be honest. I mean, at Dugal, we were often in the tiny little EJet terminal at Dugal. Right, so here's a map of Dugal. Right, we were off all the way in this area in Terminal 2 Golf. In fact, our stand, I think was 333 here, if I'm not too mistaken. Yeah, I found this to not be the best. I found Paris not to be the best. So, say, oh, it'd be beautiful. I mean, Terminal 2 Golf was not as gorgeous. There's really nothing special to that terminal. So yeah. Of course, yeah. I mean, or the rest of Paris here, the rest of Dugal, and then of course all this area over here. So, but anyway, if I had to go back to Paris, or if I had to go back to France, I'd probably go to like Nice or something. You said that xPlane didn't look beautiful some days. And does it look perfect? Absolutely not. But I mean, do. Actually, I mean, it does actually look nice. It's actually nice right now. In the lighting in xPlane could definitely use a little work. They could definitely add some blur, not to like the screens and stuff, but definitely add some like blur to the atmosphere, right? Definitely add some like atmospheric clouds, if you know what I mean. I mean, keep everything sharp, right? But definitely add a bit more of an atmosphere to it, right? Once xPlane does that, it can probably compete with Microsoft's gun quite easily as well. So, yeah. Anyone online right now? Anyone good online? Not that I'm seeing yet. Oh, I have some news with the VAT UK. With its news. They reached out to me and gave me a seminar date that does not work for me. They gave me a seminar date of Friday. Right as I'm at work. I've had to since respond back to them and say, I'm sorry, I'm not able to do that date. Do you have anything available for the mornings? Because in the afternoons I'm working usually, and I'll be happy to get up in the morning for a VAT UK seminar, and I'm still waiting on a response back from them regarding that. But hopefully I don't get kicked off the wait list. I mean, I spent a lot of time waiting, but if I'm not able to do the next one, then I will. So and I'll be back at square one, and actually at that point in time, I'll probably most likely just drop the entire PPL thing. But the rule is get accepted to 2 seminars, and at the second one, if you're not able to do the second one, then you're not gonna get your PPL from VAT UK, which is stupid. So I work in the evenings, and apparently I don't understand that. So, but anyway, I asked them for a date in the morning, and I think they do usually run one in the morning. Actually, if I were to look at last week's, I hope they were to run one in the morning. for like the UK calendar. Events calendar. Yeah, they have. Yeah, so actually today they have one in a few hours. So, but yeah, you know, no, they do run them throughout. They go to sleep. Oh, really? I actually just woke up, to be honest. I actually just woke up. Welcome aboard, though. So I got home from work, and was freaking exhausted. It was a very, very slow shift, and so I went to bed for a bit, and woke up, and yeah, and I'm up again. Most likely through about 7. I mean, I'll join David for his first leg, from Heathrow to Lightspeg, and then I will call it night afterwards. We'll be ending the stream though once after we get to Heathrow. I'm gonna join in with David and the crew. So I am in America. What do you mean? I am in the US. I am in the US. Right now it's 1:42 in the morning. Current Ziegler time, in case anyone's curious, is 5:42. Actually, 5:43 now. 5:42. I am an American. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about the shitty things we have been doing, especially in the Middle East, and I'm sorry about everyone's oil prices. Not my idea. I'm all for striking Iran, but not in the way that we have been. And if we're going to strike Iran, we have to do it ourselves. We can't ask for any help, and we have to accept the consequences of it. I'm all for striking Iran because they have been pissing us off for the past 50 years or so in miniature ways or whatever. But anyway, don't want to get too political. I am an American, unfortunately. Not exactly very proud of us right now, but hate to step on your toes on that front. But I have a very, very I've been told I have an ungodly sleep schedule. Of get to bed around 7 in the morning, wake up around 3 or 4, go off to work in the evenings, come home, sim and stream up until 7. So you have to step on your toes there. And I'm not even going to pronounce that username, unfortunately. I know I will fail it. So. But anyway. Oh, did we just hit turbulence? Notice we dived down a little. Or this thing is tricking our borrow. The auto throttle system's on, right? Yeah, it is. I don't know why it's acting weird. xPlane, fix your aircraft. Fix your weather. Fix the weather. Fix the weather, xPlane. But yeah, anyway, the plan is we're gonna go off. We're off to Paris Orly right now, and we'll actually begin a descent briefing in a moment. What do you mean by ferry flights? I actually don't know the term ferry flights, and as an aviator, that's kind of embarrassing. Don't even tell me. I'll look it up because I'm embarrassed now. Ferry flight. Returning an aircraft to base. Yeah, we will do some ferry flights at some point. I just want to get a little bit better in the flight factor 777 first. I want to get a little bit better in this one, and then I'm gonna begin to help David out again with trying to reorganize the fleet and trying to bring home some aircrafts that maybe have been sitting around places for days upon days and need to get moved. including a bunch of 737s, because I actually have a really good 737 in here. I have the Zebo. I have the Zebo 737. Yeah, if you want to send me those routes, if you want to put those in chat, to be honest, that'll probably be the best way. Or you can also reach out to me via DM on Discord at RyanFSOfficial. Or it might even just be under RyanFS. It's the one that says with the BA 777 as the channel logo, or as the logo on it. Actually, no, is it that one? Actually, no. Actually, no. This one is the one of a BA A380. Actually, I need to change that. So, but yeah, you can either leave the routes in chat, or and I'll take a photo of them, and I'll try to get around to them when I get around to them, or you can actually just send me a message via Discord. Or if you want to join my Discord at RyanFS sub, I managed to put that together for you. You just search RyanFS for the Discord as well, and you can join it. And if it requires you to grab anything, I'll happily accept it. I don't think it's gonna want you to put in your VATSIM information, though. If it does, let me know. So, one second. Apologies. Whenever I know a sneeze is coming up, I'll try to mute myself. I have both good news and bad news regarding the miniature shed. The good news is that I'm gonna try to remodel it, and I'm gonna try to fix some annoyances that I have with it. The bad news is that I'm gonna have to do some work on it, some significant work on it, most likely Wednesday or Sunday, depending on the weather. That's the unfortunate news. Oh, where was I last night? I forgot to say. Last night, as in not tonight, but the night before, I was exhausted from doing taxes, and I'm going to be getting a whopping $4,300 back from the government. Yeah, that's right. $4,300. That is in $4,300 back from the government. I'm getting $4,200 back from the feds, and then I'm getting $8,300 back from and then I'm getting $8,300. Sorry, I'm getting $83 back from the state of Maryland, and this is nice. But that said, though, unfortunately, I don't get to use that on the channel. I get to put that in the Escape the US Fund, as James would call it. And actually, that is actually a good name for it. It's called Escape the US Fund. So, it's called Get the Fuck Out of the US, because the US is becoming dangerous. Actually, no, it isn't. Well, the US has always been dangerous compared to Europe. So, depending on where you live. I actually live in a fairly safe part of the US. So I saw a video from Nicholas Crown today. Kind of just laying in bed, watching some YouTube shorts. He thinks that after this war, there's only going to be, unless the war stops quickly, there's only going to be a whopping 3 US airlines that survive. He thinks that United, Delta, and Southwest are going to be the only survivors in terms of the US airlines. He thinks that American is not going to survive. He also thinks that, Spirit's basically dead already. So he thinks that Spirit's going to go under. He thinks that WestJet is going to go under. Yeah, he only thinks that 3 out of all the airlines here in the US, he thinks that only 3 are going to survive. United, Delta, and Southwest. Why does he think Southwest's going to survive? He thinks that Southwest's going to survive because they were the final ones to hemorrhage or to hedge their fuel, to essentially buy their fuel ahead of time. And they stopped. I think he said last month or something, or last year or something. All right. Anyway, Charles Dugal, or sorry, my bad. Paris Orly, Connect 1020. Let's go ahead and preset that now. Set that in both of these. Kind of annoying that I have to do this. Actually, I need to figure out, is there a way to link both of them? Because having to look over here is going to be a little annoying. Link, borrow, and altimeter in flight vector 777. Use this thing by clicking. Oh. Is there like a click spot up there? Yeah, there is. Nice. So if I were to set, apparently there's a click spot right there, and I can see it as well. So yeah. Anyway, that's nice and convenient. All right. In terms of runway, it is recommending runway 07. What does that runway look like? Oh yeah, we can take 07, no problem. 07 is a nearly 11,000 foot runway actually. I just don't want to take runway 02. Well, we'll take 07. That seems fine. Take the ILS final. And then in terms of the arrival, Bosba 9 Echo. Or is it the Bosba 9 Whiskey? Same path, actually. I'll go with... I'll just stick with what it has in the Bosba 9 Echo arrival. Alright. Arrival, Bosba 9 Echo. ILS runway 07. And that is going to be just final. And to be honest, looking here at the charts, we may end up forgetting. We may end up just going direct from Bosba to Charlie India 07. Because we are, I do believe we are the only arrivals into Degao. Yeah, we are. So we actually may just go direct. You know, actually, let's just put that in now. Let's bypass the SID. I mean, it's stupid. Go direct from... It's Bosba, right? Yeah, go direct from Bosba. Turn direct to the final. And then we need to be 3,000. Is that correct? Is that correct? 3,000? Indeed it is. Yeah. 3,000. Level Charlie India. Sorry, Fox India 07. Yeah, that's fine. That sets up for roughly an 8.5 mile final. And then in terms of borrow, it's going to be 477. It'll be 477 in terms of the survival, or in terms of the borrow. $477. All right. Now I'm curious. Click there. Did that set that on there as well? Did not. but it did there. Ooh, so you have to actually hit both sides. Ooh. Alright, so hang on. So if I were to adjust that to be that. Yeah? Yeah, but then that... Okay, so if I were to adjust this to be back to that, and then adjust this to be ever so slightly different. Okay, I hit that. Right. That will sync the borrow. Then I hit over here. And that's going to sync... Ooh, that's nice. That is good to know. That is a very, very good thing to know. Bum. Alright, now how long until our top descent then? VNav. Top descent is at 6:19 Zulu. That gives us roughly 10 minutes because we're going to begin it. I tried to rely off VNav last time. I was not impressed, to say the least. So we are not going to rely off VNav this time. This time we are going to just handle our descent on our own. So I was not very impressed with it. Ba-da-bum. You're in the default 777 livery that it gives us. I need to get the what I need to do is I need to set up a another SimBrief aircraft. Yeah. I need to set up another SimBrief aircraft that is directly optimized for the flight factor 777-200. And I need to name it Golf Yankee Mike Sierra, I think. I think the one I have in SimBrief right now. Actually, let me go ahead and do that now while we have some time during cruise. Or no, I need to make it Golf Yankee Mike Juliet. And actually, James sent me a message regarding this. Let me just go ahead and take a look at his message real quickly. Let's see here. James, also known as VOR. Or actually, no, he might. Maybe it's like somewhere else. Let me see here. It's not that long ago, I don't think. Let's see. I need to find out this information from James. When is this? It's not actually that long ago. It was only a few days ago that he sent me that information. That he told me that. So I'm just looking for this message. I don't know. Um, I'm still not seeing it actually. Let me just go ahead and so I can add it to my Alright, message sent to James, and then yeah, not that this is actually that far off, right? But still, what the fuck's going on with those clouds? Is the bigger question. Do 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 do. Oh my god. Alright. Let me go. Actually, let me check this in Grumpy message and ask if he can just send me those details. Oh. No clue what that was about. I think that was a USB disconnect. I don't know. But I'm very happy that I heard it, and then, yeah. Alright, let's take a look. Dr. Sent is will be in about 8 minutes. Yeah, I'll go 8 minutes. Don't want to begin it too early, but I do want to begin it soon. I do want to begin early. But let's get outside of the land of London, shall we? Yeah, we'll get out the land of London first. Yeah, we'll get out of UK mainland first, and then we'll hop in. And we'll fuck off down. And we'll fuck off down to our level, shall we? Do do do. Boom. You know what? You kind of know that my team members right now, or actually at one of my shift leaders, right now at work. I need to have a serious conversation with him because I have reminded him time after time after time and again that I come in an hour early because I have to order a massive truck for everyone so we all have stuff to have, so we all get stuff. And he does not remember that night, and remind him that that is what I do, and he has to make sure that he's counting that in. So, anyway. Alright. Top descent. Got roughly 6 minutes. Got roughly 6 minutes till top drop. Alright. We'll go initially down to flight level 110 with a plan. We'll go initially down to 110, maintaining rate of descent of -1500 feet per minute. We may have to adjust that ever so slightly. But then we'll go down to altitude 3000. By the time we turn final for the approach. Actually, it might be able to. No, it'll be fine. So, actually, this time it will work out perfectly. Because we'll spend half an hour on the ground at Paris. So it'll take us it'll still take us half an hour to get down. Yeah. And then we'll spend half an hour. So that right now it's 2 and 9, or 2:10 now. So what we'll do is we'll get down. Oh shit! This latency. Damn it! I hate it when this latency does its thing. Damn it! I keep forgetting to adjust that setting. It should not be setting it. I should be able to set a default setting somewhere. Anyway. We get down. We begin our descent in a few moments. We'll get down, we'll land. Takes about an hour on... yeah, it'll take us maybe 40 minutes on the ground. We're going to aim for a relatively fast turnaround time. Yeah, and then... yeah. So that'll take us up to about 3:30, and then we will fly into London. Then we'll fly into London, Heathrow. Then we'll call it once we get to Heathrow. So of course we'll try to go a little faster. We'll try to go as fast as we possibly can. Bum ba da boom. I gotta get the Rolls Royce engines. And we get the engine expansion pack. Right. There's a now down to an altitude of flight level 110. Paris, Orly traffic, speedbird 35, pop the heavy, gonna begin descent now down to flight level 110. We are going to straight up skip the star arrival, and we are going to go direct from waypoint Lima direct to Charlie India 07 for a runway 07 arrival. Paris Orly traffic. We may actually need to do that a little faster. I mean, we'll maintain Mach decimal 85 or greater until a transition. Actually, we'll want to be, be a little earlier in this descent. No, that's all fine. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we have now begun our descent. Please take your seats properly, as we will be arriving in approximately 25 minutes at absolute latest. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I'm just a little on the. Oh, I'm actually that tired. But yeah, get off to Heathrow. Do it. Actually, no, I'm gonna put this thing through its paces today. Actually, get off to Heathrow after this, and then I will leave y'all and join in on David. Join in with David's flight over to White's Peg. So. Where's Grumpy at? He's not usually this late, actually. Let's see, Vina have issues in the 772. No. Bum-ba-da-bum. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, no, these clouds could do some significant work. I gotta work on these clouds, actually. Yeah, I need to work on some of these clouds. I actually do think there's an add-on somewhere regarding the clouds, to be honest. Right, in terms of this landing, you're going to try not muck it up like the last time we arrived into Paris was. Oh, wait, I haven't... I uploaded that. No, I haven't. Okay. For reference, I filmed a video last week, which I have not edited. You guys will have to watch me edit it at some point in the next 3 years. I did a flight from Edinburgh, from wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Edinburgh, off to Paris Charles de Gaulle, in the flight factor 777. And I did not do the best job in terms of the landing. And it was a bit of a firm landing. Okay, it was firm. There's a bounce. Okay. Aircraft landed on two of its wheels, and then it kind of leaped forward a little, and then the other two, the front gear and the left main gear, may or may not have touched the ground at nearly the same time. So it was a right. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a bounce, but because I don't think it was a bounce, but it was. Well, actually, I might have it. Let me see if I can't try to find the footage. Stream bolt. Let me see here. Alright, ladies and gents. Yeah, found it. Found the footage. Running. Here y'all go. Oh, go ahead and expose it. Expose the landing. You just search for it. There we go. Found it. Alright. Here it is. Coming in. And then it was, yeah, certainly a bit of a bounce. Yeah, certainly a little bit of a bounce. So, anyway, I intend to do better this time. I very much intend to do a little better this time. And then from Lima Golf Lima, we are going to go direct Charlie Fox 07 for a 07 arrival. Before I forget, the landing lights on. In terms of braking action, I think we can go auto brake 1 if I'm not mistaken, though I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% certain. So, go ahead and quickly do that calculation. Flaps 30. Yeah, auto brake 1 will be fine. The question is, are there any points on the map that I do actually want to try to get off at? Let's take a look. Ooh, if we can try. I don't think I can land in 6,000 feet though. That's the thing. Okay, if I can try to get off via Whiskey 3-3, so if I were to take auto brake to 2, that does basically nothing. Auto brake 3. Yeah, let's take auto brake 2, and then hopefully we can. And then hopefully I can just go direct, and then maybe I can take Whiskey 3-3. Taxi to parking. Speaking of parking, what's our spot most likely gonna be? I'm gonna take stand Bravo 03. Taxi via Whiskey 5, Lima Foxtrot, and Whiskey 2. So, anyway, let's fix up, shall we? Let's focus up on this. And yeah, I do actually tend to think that this may or may not be a better aircraft than the 777 that we have in Microsoft Flight Sim. Bum bum ba bum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum. Alright, you're still roughly 30 miles, or 35 miles from Lima Gulf. Lima, we will be. Yeah, we will be. We should be level 11,000 there, and then we need to just go down to about 3,000. Be fine. This thing's actually doing a very good job with maintaining speed right now. Knock on wood. Got plenty of wood around me. So yeah, now in terms of the setup, I'm gonna move this wall in a bit more because I do legitimately have a foot in, or I do legitimately have an extra foot on this wall here, and then I'm also going to re-support this shelf because that shelf is actually legitimately useful. So. This shelf up here is actually legitimately useful in terms of just keeping everything out of the way. And then I'm going to try... Yeah, I'm going to reinforce the shelf up here, and then in terms of the rest of this, I'm thinking I might... Well, I'm going to just corner it around the desk, I think. Maybe with a tiny bit of leeway. We're going to try to shrink... I'm going to try to shrink the size of it massively. And in terms of the wood here, I'm actually just going to do a different thread. Gonna just straight up connect it. So I'm gonna try to decrease the size of it. I'm gonna try to make it look a little less of an eyesore. Essentially, shave off part of it. Try to see if that gets approval. And it'll be a shame if it doesn't, because then I'm out of option. Then I'm in the teardown stage, and we go back to what we used to have, which will be sad. But you know what? Actually, I can't say I'm not exactly complaining. I mean, it does force me to do something else here. And to be honest, if I have to be 100% honest, I'm not actually that thrilled with it right now. I'm not actually 100% thrilled with it. So it does force me to fix it in a good way. So. And then after that, I get to work on the chair another day. But in terms of making modifications that you make to this, it's should be not bad actually. All right. Center pressure is that's like a good center pressure as well. Is there not a cook spot for maybe? Sure. Autobrick 2. It'd be a flaps 30 with a final approach speed of 134 knots to go VREF plus 5. So that'd be 134 knots on a flat 30 landing setting. Even though a lot of times in the 777 in real life they'll do a flaps 25 landing. Actually they'll do that more often than a flaps 30 landing. That said though, I don't have the physical capability to look at your fuel. I don't have the physical capability of doing that, so. Paris Orly, traffic speed 35 Papa Heavy, going to begin further descent now, down to altitude 3,000 feet, turning now direct to Charlie India 07. That sets me up for roughly an 11-mile final or May 07. Charles de Gaulle traffic, Paris traffic. Is that what it's saying? You know, how long we have to? No, that way we will go. Bottom, bottom. Thank you, Windows Defender, for being an absolute piece of shit. Yeah, seriously, guys. Actually, Windows Defender's gotten a lot better in recent years. To the point where, so a lot of people used to with Windows, it used to be the case of you had whatever shit Microsoft put on there for you, and then you were to get like McAfee or something else, right? You that used to be the way that Windows used to work. But actually now Windows Defender is actually like really good. Microsoft in the past decade has put a massive shit ton of effort into a decent security team. So actually Microsoft Windows Defender is actually now all you need when it comes to Windows. And I say that for anyone now, actually, including those old people, including the old folks who may not be the best with that stuff, with the computers anymore, right? And the reason that I say it for those people, even now, double dipping is not always a bad thing, especially when it comes to antivirus. But there's a lot of scams regarding antivirus software that, especially the old people, are susceptible for. So the current advice I have for everyone is, especially the older folks, just stick with Windows Defender, right? And then that way they know, oh, this McAfee thing, it's bad, stay away from it, right? Close it out immediately, don't even click on it, right? That's what I say now. That is my advice for anyone in that kind of position. So we're gonna level off. Let's level off 7,000. Then we'll descend further in a moment. In the meantime, let's go ahead and quickly verify the new tar. Actually, variable 2 knots. GH1020 no sig. Looking like a fairly smooth arrival on to Parish early today. Looking like a fairly nice arrival. For being 100% honest. Alright, let me see here. He's still on like that. You might just read it. You might just be waiting for David at this point. Might be waiting for might be waiting. Shall we guess the amount of arrivals into Decal? I'm gonna guess 10. Oh wow, it's actually only 1. Wow, that's impressive. That guy's coming from oh wow, Cape Town. I think that is. No, not Cape Town. Johannesburg. Oh wow. Damn it, that's a long route. But, we'll do further descent in a moment. We're gonna wait about 5 miles or so. Dun, 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 do, 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 do. I will say this modeling is actually very, very well done by Flight Factor. I mean, these, you see, they look the comfiest. Actually, to be honest, I'd sit in them. And I just see that they still have the old screens, unfortunately. The old rubber screens. I'm not the biggest fan of these old rubber screens, unfortunately. The issue with these older rubber screens is the remote, and then, yeah. Just a pain. You know, I've 4 out of the 6 BA aircraft that I've flown on, was it 4 out of 5? No, sorry, 3 out of the 6. Oh. 3 out of the 5 BA aircraft that I've flown on have had the old systems, or the old cabin systems, and let's just say that they're not my favorite. They're kind of out of date. They're kind of shit. Going down to altitude of 3,000 feet now. No rush. Will maintain temper speed in a moment. No rush. We are actually a little. I should maintain that for another 5 miles or so. But I want to maintain my speed, though. That's the thing. Speed now 240. I forgot about this. So, the flight vector's done something really smart. Detent. There's a physical detent here. And, yeah. Then your speed breaks based on that, based on the rest of that, based on whatever you get after that. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, you can leave it in the middle, and the speed breaks armed. So that's a nice thing. So I got about 30 miles to touchdown. Runway 07. Oh, actually, I don't know. You have 30 miles until Charlie India 07, and then at that point in time, I got about 10 miles after the approach. So we're gonna be wasting some fuel. Not too late. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. Oh, it'll maintain speed in a moment. We have roughly 30. Oh, actually, don't actually have that long until touchdown as I initially thought, because that's 10 miles based on that. So that's I get roughly 30 miles to touchdown. Certainly a little on the low side. In the meantime, this does give us a chance to see some of the forestry action. It's not great. I mean, xPlane. Well, actually, it's better than nothing. I have global forest installed. It's not perfect. I mean, it's better than nothing. If you know what I mean. But actually, in fairness, out here, there's actually a lot of trees. I mean, out here there is a lot more farmland than trees, so. Alright, maintain. Orderly traffic, speedbird 35 Papa Heavy is currently 20. Sorry, my bad. Currently 1717 miles from Charlie India 07. at Charlie India 07, we will turn final on the ILS approach runway 07 for Orly. We'll maintain speed 240 knots for another 10 miles, and then we'll reduce to intercept the localizer at speed 190 knots. And then once established on the ILS runway 07, we will maintain speed 160 knots until 5 dm. Paris Orly traffic. Bum, ba, da, bum. Actually, wait, that's not actually that bad of a screenshot right now. In low level. Good morning, Jefferson. Welcome aboard. You're about to land at Paris Orly. About to land at Paris Orly, and then we will be landing, or then we'll be off to London Heathrow to join up with David. Which I will need to ask. We'll be going off to Terminal 2 at Paris, or at Heathrow. Actually, I think we'll be going off to cargo, actually, because he wanted to haul some boxes, actually. So, we'll help him haul some stuff first of all. Alright, let's reduce now to speed 220 knots, please. And let's get a bit of a move on, please. Thank you. We'll take flaps 1. That's a good time to take flaps 1, actually. And actually, tell you what, let's take speed 190 knots. Clear for the approach. 30,000 till established ILS approach. See how this thing does today. Sorry, UNH 1020, perfect. Can't do flaps 15 yet. I have to wait on flaps 15. What's the flaps 15 them actually? To 15 knots. Oh, I'll do that actually. Take flaps 15 now. Maintain speed 190 knots until established. Then once established, maintain speed 160 knots until 40. Or actually until 5 dm. Can you even read DMA right now? I'm not seeing any DMA actually. Why is it doing that? Should not. That's because they told it speed. No. I don't want you to do that. So I don't want you to... There is that slate issue. There's that slight issue, otherwise we would have gone into the ground there. I don't know why I did that. I doubt that that's a real 777 thing, to be honest, though. But, you know what? It's fine. I'm happy I noticed it. It did send us a whopping 350 feet there. Get the localizer turn final. It'll descend further. And I'm trying to look at that field, though. That sun is very, very bright. That sun is incredibly bright, though, that's the thing. Cannot really see that much, which I do suppose is actually a realistic thing. Not being able to see that much, to be honest. Okay, yeah, you can only begin to see some of the force now, kind of. Alright. About to turn final. Look, encouragement is on. Good. Paris Orly traffic speed, we're 35 Papa Heavy, turning final now runway 07, reducing now to speed 160 knots until 4 DME. Currently 11 DME. With our traffic. Sorry, Paris traffic. Throw the approach mode on. Once we get the glide slope sent. And I think that turned me in sight. I might lose sight on it, to be honest. Flaps 20. Right, lights are all on. Good. Perfect. We're gonna right now. No. It says we're 4 signals. Whatever. Get the gear down in a moment. Parish, Orly traffic speed bearer 35 Papa Heavy is now 8 DME. ILS approach runway 07 Paris traffic. I see the airfield now. Go ahead and get the gear down any second now. Get the gear down now, actually. So you can't do any more flaps until I get it down. 7 mile final, good. Final approach speed is 134 knots. Okay, now don't overdo it. Perfect. Glide slope established. Fully established. $134 knots. Maintain it, or we'll just do that. Meantime, getting a green indication on the gear. Let's go ahead and get some flaps. Get the rest of the flaps out. I don't know if I mapped the autopilot disconnect button. May have to do it through here. Anyway, we'll find out. Paris, Orly traffic speed bed 35 heavy now 40 DME, reducing final approach speed 134 knots. Paris Orly traffic. Flaps are full.
6.
07, okay. You got 06 right there. Not mistaken. Let's go on slot pattern.
1,000.
Noted. My controls. Sorry, a little sensitive. As I recall last time. That's it that we are maintaining a good glide slope.
Approaching minimums.
Continue approach. Have a stable approach runways in sight, clear to land, no traffic on runway.
500. Minimums.
Continue.
400.
Final call, Paris Orly traffic, speed 3 by Papa, landing runway 07. Final call, Paris.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Don't sink.
Actually, that wasn't that bad, actually. That actually wasn't that bad. Welcome to Paris Orly. Perfect. Off. Welcome to Paris Orly. Paris Orly traffic speed 35 Papa Heavy now clear of runway A07 taxiing now to stand Bravo 31 via Whiskey 33 Whiskey 31 cross runway 02 continue on Whiskey 1 to and then we'll make a right turn onto Whiskey 2. Final call, Orly traffic. Get those off. Welcome to Paris Orly. And Buddy was like, yeah, that's... Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I felt that as well. Oh, sorry, there is about a 30-second delay, to be honest. Yeah. This is why I'm doing some practice flights before I do anything on New Sky. We'll take a look at the replay, though. We'll take a look at the replay.
Approaching 20.
And yet, by the way, there is about a 27-second delay, I think, is what it is under normal latency, which I forgot to change settings, so just keep that in mind. To Crossville, get the lights off. Anyway, Leah, welcome aboard. We're about to go off to Heathrow. You know, this thing, I really like this thing, to be honest. And continue Whiskey 1. Keep those lights on. AP is firing up. Now, this is what I'm talking about. A decent airport. Decent default airports. This is what I'm talking about. Oh wait, actually, I'm just going to take Bravo 3-1, actually. That's right here. So, to make sure we're not blinding the ground crew. Too far, really. Oh, that sucks. Parking brake set. Keep running. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM whilst we take a look at the replay. The gear's down, right? Forgot about that. Actually, that's a weird bug because I noticed that. I noticed that earlier as well. It's kind of a shame because yeah, no, that's kind of a shame as well because that is a bug. Wait, do I need to activate replay mode? Actually, I might need to activate replay mode. General Sim, save replay. Morning, Grumpy. By the way, Grumpy, I forgot to change the thing. So, unfortunately there is a significant delay. Oh, you're about to do across the pond. Nice. Where's flight? Toggle replay mode. Let's see if this fixes the gear issue. Did not. Damn it. Oh, great. Anyway, let's take a look. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. If I'm gonna render it in. Oh great, son of a bitch. Options. It's broken. Oh. Oh, nice. In that case, we're gonna meet you at Heathrow because we're gonna after this we get to. After this, I'm doing. We're off to from Paris to Heathrow as well. So we're at Paris early in case you're curious. All right, on it. I really want to see that landing, but I also really want to see it with the gear. Yep, this is the flight factor 777. And actually, in the morning, that xPlane's looking decent. There we go. Alright, let's take a look at this landing. It did feel a little hard. Let's see. It was a little firm. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that landing at all. That was a pretty damn solid landing, if you ask me. So, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is better than the PMG. By miles. Well, by miles. And once again, there is a 27-second delay, I think, whatever it is. Oh, perfect. James sent me the information. Perfect. So this idiot forgot to change the settings. Alright, I'm gonna reset that. That's fine. Let's go ahead and disarm that. Let's go ahead and reconnect to VATSIM. Actually, every way to be honest. I mean, you have an actually you actually have a usable EFB here. I actually have the reverser set up correctly. You have a much better ACARS integration, a much more built-out one. I mean, of course, you get all of xPlane's accurate happies and ILS. I mean, then actually up here, just from the standpoint of up here, it actually also looks a little bit better. At least in my opinion. Everything in this thing actually is so much better. And it's more built out, just in terms of having a decent EFB and actually having to perform maintenance. So let's actually quickly verify that I didn't break anything on that landing, which I don't think I did, but plane maintenance. Yeah, you actually have a full maintenance tab. So, and this thing also has its own built-in pushback system, which I don't like, to be honest, but it works. So, no, I just prefer this to the PNG, actually. I still need to get better at it, though, so. Alright. Shall I dare with New Sky? Think I shall. Yeah, I might stick with the, with this one. Alright. How do I get xPlane to work with this New Sky is the question. And I've forgotten how. xPlane. Let's see. For correct, just getting to access to xPlane installation path. Actually, the model. Okay, the only thing that I have that I've noticed that isn't as built out is the FMC here. But this is also a beta aircraft. But I actually find the modeling to be actually significantly better than PMG, to be 100% honest. Alright, let's see. xPlane. There's no additional setup for SimConnect to work in local configuration. However, if you encounter connection issues, please try network. For correct aircraft detection, this guy needs access to xPlane installation path. Okay. Follow xPlane 12 does. Alright, I may have to. Oh, actually, to be honest, they're both about the same price. To be honest, I think this one was a bit more, but well worth the $10 in my opinion. So I find the modeling to be much better. I find the EFB to be much worth it. It's about the same price, to be honest. Actually, this one's a whole lot more advanced. Alright, where is New Sky located on the PC is the question. Program files, 86, I think. Maybe it's in data. New Sky. Open file location. So. Alright, let's see. Use. Oh, great, that's useless. That's just roaming, maybe. Grumpy, do you know where New Sky. Where the file system is for New Sky? Wait, actually, it's local. What? New Sky needs for correct detection. New Sky needs access. Actually, let me just see if there's New Sky integrations. Wait, connecting to xPlane. But it doesn't ever connect to xPlane, that's the thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be around for the first leg, not the second, but we're gonna actually go and meet up with him at, we're about to fly over to Heathrow, actually. Let's see. The thing is that I have no clue where I can tell it. Okay, the file. MSFS. Alright, xPlane. But I don't want to enable network setup because that's broken, right? Or because it'll break MSFS. xPlane installation path. This file can be, yeah, it's called that, but this file should be located appdata/local/ Aha. xPlane 12. And it needs access to what again? Needs access to, yeah. But I've done that, so I don't know why it's still not connecting. I don't know why it's still not connecting to xPlane though, that's the thing. Oh wait, do I need to... I had to do that with the vPilot as well. There we go. Connected to xPlane. Alright. Shall I dare to do this? You know what? Why am I not? Airlines. Search airlines. New Sky Academy. Join. Book flight. Free flight. New Sky Academy. Departure. LFPO, arrival, Heathrow, aircraft, B772, all Boeing okay. Departure time, give me a departure of 30 actually, so it took me an extra minute to get this aircraft set up, duration. Alright. We're about to try our first ever new Sky flight with this thing. Did I really close Chrome? Idiot. Alright. New flight. Speedbird. You know. XNO. 35 Papa. Because that call sends me to return. Off from LFPO to Heathrow. And I forgot. I need to create a new airframe for this. I'll do that during cruise in this next one. Generate flight. Hopefully we can get out of here within the next 10 minutes or so. Actually, then you go ahead and reconnect as an aeronaut. Then set up my cell account as well, please. Okay, Mike Bravo Dash Hotel. Must be in ascending alphabetical order. That's Bravo Echo Dash. Warning, you have filed blah 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 blah. I know I'm about to refile. Yeah, idiot. There we go. Alright. I will have to actually change my cell cal code again. Which will be fine. Alright. Now I just need to download this flight plan. Stick it in the new folder. So, with the flight factor 777, you actually have to stick it in the folder. And then that's how you get the route. Alright, route 1. Oh, first things first. Close flight. Initialize flight. External services, non services, get data from SimBrief. Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy. We are XNO 3. Oh wait, first you actually have to get the route. So it'd be LFPO Heathrow 01, if I'm not mistaken. Company route, perfect, got it. And then call sign aeronaut 35 Papa, which I will take on the challenge of making an aeronaut livery for this. Execute that. Performance. Let's take a look. Simplified loading. Alright. Fuel is loaded. Alright. Zero fuel weight is 169.1. Oh, great. Did not put it in. Actually, is that? Actually, it's 169.2, actually. Alright. And our cruising, surely our cruising is not going to be that high. Yeah, 240. The cost index of 5.8. And then our fin res, which, oh, actually our center of gravity is a bit more important while we're on that screen. Center of gravity is 29.5. You actually have to put in all these numbers. You actually have to put in all these numbers manually. It's a bigger difference. Alright. And the flaps will be 15 because I don't have the flap settings set up correctly anyway. Right. Right now I'm just in a BA because that's how I flew out of Glasgow. Is it Glasgow or Glasgow? Document. Or no. Briefing. Fuel. I need this number. The fin res, which is also known as the reserve fuel. That's 2.4. I need performance net. There we go. And now VNAV will work correctly. Glasgow. Glasgow. Alright. Alright. It's looking good. In terms of departure runway, what did it put in? Departure via 06. Ain't no way I'm going to taxi that far to 06. I'll take 07, thank you very much. I'm the only one here as well. I get to take whatever runway I want. I'm not taxiing all the way that far to 06. 06 is all the way over here. No, thank you. Rather fly it, not the whole flight away, actually. And you know what? I'll just go straight out, straight climb it out. Actually, is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Actually, just go straight climb. Yeah, 07 would be the best runway. Oops. And approaches. We'll figure out all that. Whoa, unless I went hotel route. I don't think I've taken that one yet. And ooh, Heathrow looks fun. 210 degrees. 13. Not bad. Not too horrendous. I mean, it is variable, so. Alright. In terms of departure, it'll be runway 07 and then no SID. I'm not doing that SID. I'll get radar vectors. Thank you very much. And I'll keep in mind traffic. In terms of legs. Yeah. And actually, I'll go ahead and throw in the LSO. One hotel now. And then it's saying it'll be 27 left, but you know, I get to communicate that once we're airborne. I still cannot believe I actually pushed very close to the gun. Where are you coming out of right now? Oh wow, you're close. You're close. Damn. The AP is on. I have everything in actually. I just need some performance data, which I'll get in on the way. Right, let's actually get out of here. See the beacon's on. Options. It's better push back.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
In terms of ground options, is there any? Do we have any? I don't think we have any right now. No, I simply parked. I simply parked up and no reason to unload any passengers. At least anyway, no reason to unload any passengers. Then once this guy is up, we'll go ahead and replan the pushback. Orally traffic speeder, or sorry, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, stand Bravo 31, push and start now, facing south on Whiskey 2. Parish orally traffic.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
I wish I could pre-plan it in that. Did I never map these? No, I didn't. I will say that these, the default airports are so much better than in Microsoft. So much better. And better pushback actually lifts you up. That's what I found. You can kind of see it as well. Very, very slowly. Does actually kind of lift us up.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Door connected on by the pin settled. Release parking brake.
Parking brakes released.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
That was built-in pushback, or sorry, well, that was toolbar or better pushback, the equivalent of GSX. And I finally figured it out. What I think was happening was I think Flight Factor was trying to override the better pushback pre-planned pushback with whatever it wanted. So I just had to go in and retell it where to go in terms of pushback, and now I think it's working fine. So far, since I realized that, I haven't had a single issue. So, it's weird though. It's weird because Flight Factor has its own built-in pushback system, but I haven't used it, and shall I dare use it? Better pushback is easy, simple, and good enough for me. Improve climb, that's disabled, and then I need to go flap 15, because that's all I can do. Be airborne, basically nothing. It is 0 to take off 2. Then, yeah. Assume temp 50. Take off flap 15. Wind is 120 degrees. 3 new QNH 1021. And reference temperature is 6. That should give me relatively accurate. Oh, whatever. It's 123 126 135. Why is that broken? Someone close the fucking window shade. I think someone's closed the fucking window shade on me. Unless I did that. The motherfucker. The motherfucker. That passenger can immediately get kicked off at Heathrow. Pass me over to Heathrow Border Patrol. Be like, here's a douchebag I don't want on my aircraft. Thank you very much. Bye bye. And go straight climb 240. Yeah, thank you to whoever decided it was a good idea to close their window shade. I don't know, I'm not gonna bother with it. Anyway, flight controls check, get the flaps to
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
parking brake set. Oh, I made a setting. I changed the setting in order. Options, ground. General. Equipment. Options. Interaction. There we go.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
Told it I had a realistic parking brake because I do, but it does brake itself afterwards. Alright, go full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, clear and correct. Start New Sky for our first ever New Sky Academy flight.
Signal on the right. We'll see you next time on Advertised Flight.
I started New Sky, right? Yeah, New Sky started. First ever New Sky flight night inside of xPlane. Alright, let's get the APU off. Let's get our taxi lights on. Alright. Holy traffic, Aeronaut 36 Romeo, heavy taxiing now, holding point, Whiskey 37 for runway 07, via Whiskey 2 and Whiskey 1, and then turn on to Whiskey 37, orally traffic. Not this one. I need to adjust my field of view. I need to adjust my field of view as well. Need to make it so I can zoom out on myself a little bit more. And I'm not thrilled with the way that this has like rendered the ground textures, and then it keeps changing them. I'm not 100% thrilled about that, to be honest. Sometimes it makes them like really blurry. There might be a setting that I can enable or disable. But on the bright side, it's been running smooth. So, I mean, if it runs smooth, I can probably live with it. If it runs like shit, then okay. Alright, Grumpy, you better not leave a crater for me, because I'm about to be inbound for London Heathrow. Unless I want hotel. I don't think I've ever taken that route. The Big N VOR. see, there is Copenhagen control line. The only people. Strobe's on, lighting lights on now before I forget. Get bashed by New Sky for that. Truck, you bastard, you should have held for me. Bastard of a truck. Alright. Beacon's on. Good. Strobe's on. Good. Orally traffic, interesting, am I? I just realized. I don't know why I was disconnected. Or, I don't know why I was connected with the call sign Aeronaut 3 or whatever. Orally traffic, Aeronaut 385, Papa Heavy, lineup now runway 07. Orally traffic. And I'll try to get off on a vector direct to Kazaks, but I'll take a look at traffic before I take off. Don't know why we were connected as the wrong call sign. Don't know why it didn't give me another warning saying connected as the wrong the call sign we have on files. Aeronaut 35 Papa Nut. X-ray November 3 Oscar 35 Papa.
Approaching 7.
Don't know why it's not saying 07. That's the standard way of saying it. Oh wait, I forgot. These guys are American developers. Damn it. In the US, they don't actually say the numbers, or we don't actually say the 0. Don't know why we don't. Seems kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Runway 7.
Alright. Get off with heading 0353 is... Alright. Check traffic real quickly. Fine. Paris traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, 777. Takeoff now, runway 07. Turning left, heading 035 degrees. Initial climb 3000. Then we'll proceed up to level 240. Paris traffic. Thrust set. $80 knots. V1 and rotate. Did I just strike the tail? I was right here. Shut up, we're fine. Yeah, it didn't give us a tail strike warning. I did feel like we might have dragged that tail a little. I don't know. At least we're doing this on New Sky Academy, not Aeronaut. Should wait for more airspeed as well. Paris traffic, Aeronaut 36 Romeo now airborne, out of runway 07, turning now at the heading of 035 degrees, traffic. And Paris traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, and turning direct to Kizak's. Paris traffic. Did I accidentally say the 36 Romeo call sign? I might have. Alright, I haven't gotten a warning that said we strike the tail. Take a quick look at the failures. So, you know, I do feel like we might have, but I didn't see a warning. Equipment. Let's see here. But anyway, we're doing this on New Sky Academy, so it doesn't matter. Let's see here. Aircraft. Players control. No, I didn't. Give me it. You're taking 27 right, Grumpy. Alright, Alessa 1 Hotel. Also, one hotel. It is 180 level, XBAX, 070 level, Bacon, and then, yeah. Bum, ba, da, bum. Alright. Morning, Joanna. What do you think about this 772? Do you think it looks a little better than the PMTG one? Because I actually tend to think it does. It's the Flight Factor 772. I know, just keep in mind I was an idiot and I was a dumb and didn't set the... and forgot to set the latency setting, so there's a significant delay today. On the right side, you get closed captioning and 1440p, which you don't actually get to see because I don't have 1440p. So at least you get closed captioning. Oh my word, you and Grumpy both. You and Grumpy both. I actually had a not bad landing into Paris Orly. And either way, we're off to meet up with David at Heathrow. And actually, Grumpy's arriving right now. Grumpy hasn't been flying with us, but... where's he down? Might be down. No, I don't think he's down yet. No, he's not down yet. He would definitely be before me. Alright, you know, I'm gonna leave all these lights on just for the sake of me not forgetting. We're getting up to 240, and even actually that might even be too high. Oh, you're only just now reaching top of the sun. Yeah. Yeah, but not in the 340-600. We haven't bought it yet. I'll join in the 777. I'll join in this thing, but I'm not gonna join the 3 4600 trade. So. Oh, what stance are we thinking at Heathrow before I lose you, Crumpy? Is David? Are we all going to cargo? Out of curiosity. Are you all headed off to Terminal 2 or off to cargo? You're taking 242. Do you know where David's gonna park? Because I might go off to cargo and just pick up some people. I might pick up some of the aeronaut cargo crew and transport them to Lightspeg directly from cargo. We all know that's David. We all know that that's what David's doing. Yeah, he absolutely loves cargo. Or surely that's what he's doing. Surely that's what he's doing. He's going off to Lightspeg, which I think is a cargo airport. Anyway, I'm approaching top climb. It'll be 27 right. Actually, have I gotten the email yet? Or the post from Heathrow Runways yet? Just caution, resurfacing works at Heathrow on 27 right, so apparently that's going on. And literally I have to begin my descent again in a few moments. You know, I'm not even at top climb, but then in like 5 minutes I'm off to, we can get to descend. Oh, but should I mention that this is our first flight on New Sky in the 777-200 from Flight Factor. Doing this on New Sky with the New Sky Academy. Oh, that idiot who closed the blind actually reopened it for me. Thank you very much. Or allow me to see off the side. Alright, ILS 27 right from Bacon. Yeah, we'll see. I may or may not have had a tail strike on takeoff. It felt like a tail strike, but a warning would have shown up here if it was a tail strike. So I don't know. And it wasn't like I pulled back the yoke that much either. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to see what New Sky Academy says. But I don't know for certain. But I feel like I would have gotten some other indication up here if I had actually had a tail strike. So. See how many A340s right now there are on the ground? There is one. There's two actually. Two A340s. Morning, Max. Welcome aboard this aeronaut / BA flight from Paris Orly to London Heathrow. We're gonna meet David up. We're gonna meet the whole crew at Heathrow. We're gonna maybe populate the entirety of T2. There's surely David's going to cargo in the A340-600. Surely. Surely he's off to, surely he's going cargo. But I have no clue. You just changed to 2-7 left. Alright. I'm doing the same. The borrow for 2-7 left is 2-7-7. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to join David for the first leg, then I'm off to bed. And then I'm off to go yell at someone at work. Okay, I don't know if I'm actually gonna yell at him, but I'm gonna have a serious conversation, being like, I've told you countless times, on Tuesdays, I have to come in an hour early. I expect my full break, which I'm entitled to. Right, and I expect no disruptions while I order everything for the store for the next 3 days. And if you can't accept that, then I'm gonna have to leave on you, because someone else is on you with this responsibility, not you. I'm not gonna. I won't walk out on him, but I do need to have that conversation, because I keep telling him, look, I come in an hour early on Tuesdays, so we actually have stuff to sell. And be the one responsible for telling everyone we don't have anything to sell. So, oh shit, auto throttle wasn't engaged. What the hell? I never engaged the auto throttle. Yeah, I keep forgetting that's not a thing in this aircraft. You actually have to manually enable the auto throttle. In the PNG, it's actually automatic. Not in this thing though. Just you have to manually enable it. That's one of the differences that I'm trying to get used to. But you know, it handled it pretty damn well, actually. It is a pain some days. Actually, last night was pretty nice, but that's also because last night we had a spew of storms coming through. So last night it was insanely slow. Well, actually, if I could find the toga button, which actually I guess it's right there. I think your toga button's right there. It should actually automatically enable it with the toga button. I just need to map it, because the toga button will automatically set thrust. So it should actually do it on takeoff. So that was more me just being an idiot and pushing the throttles like I had to do earlier, and then just re-enabling it. I remember earlier. But it should automatically enable it, and then it should also do, like, actually press the toga buttons, because then you have this horizontal line here, and that'll tell you how much to rotate. Right, what do we need to be at? What's our next? We need to be level 180 at fax. When's top of drop? 5-ish minutes. Now I'm gonna show me speed 320 for now. Go speed 320. Is there any? And then we'll rapidly reduce down to 250. No, it's not though. Not in the 777. Because with toga, you actually have full thrust, but that's only a part of toga. So in the A3 in the buses, toga, that's exactly what toga stands for, right? In the buses, toga, all that toga is in the buses is full throttle. In the Boeings, though, it actually stands for takeoff and go around power, right? So it's not directly full thrust. You want full thrust, you actually have to push the throttles all the way to the full thrust position. But in Boeing's, it actually stands for takeoff go around power, and it actually does what it says it does. Right. Now, if you need a bit more power, then you actually have to pull. You actually have to push the throttles a bit more forward. So. And that's why you actually have to press the toga button twice when it comes to go-arounds at a short distance, because it'll do like a soft go-around, if you know what I mean. So you actually have to press it twice when you're like on really short final, right? So let's say you float the aircraft, you actually have to press the toga button twice. Make sure that thrust is applied, because if you only press it once, it'll put itself in a soft go-around. And remember my Heathrow bashing at that runway? That was my failure point. I only pressed it once, didn't see that thrust was applied. Then you have to press it twice, verify the thrust gets applied, and then you can rotate. So, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right, 180 now. Heathrow traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy descent now. Lesso 1 Hotel, expecting ILS approach runway 27 left. Descending now, flight level 180, level at SPAX. Heathrow traffic. So, you can just put the throttle forward, but you also have to disable the auto throttle, which you cannot. You can also do those buttons. So, but the official way for go-arounds in the 777 is press the toga button twice. Wait and make sure thrust gets applied, and then you can begin to rotate. Now that's for a low-level go-around. For a high-level go-around, such as when you're on final approach, when you're on mid to short final, and you're closing on traffic, right? Or maybe there's traffic that hasn't vacated the runway yet. Maybe you're still 1,000 feet up in the air. You only have to press it once. It'll do a soft go-around, and then that way you're not wasting fuel. You're not wasting fuel, and you're still doing an efficient go-around. And then it also reduces this risk of overspeeding the aircraft and pushing the aircraft past its limits. Which there's no reason that that the aircraft should go past its limits, but it can, and it helps reduce the risk of that. Because in the 777, you have to remember that the 777 does have limits to it, and I can tell the 777 to go 340 knots. It will not do 340 knots. It has a bit of a mind of its own. It knows when to stop. So, look at you and your buses. Look at you and your buses. This thing is so much better. This light factor is actually really nice. And I'm not going to try a 9-hour flight with it yet, but I'm going to try maybe some longer flights at some point later this week. Tonight we get to actually cross the pond. Actually go from Heathrow to Baltimore. I'm trying to do that for a week now. But I've gotten busy, I've gotten tired, got busy with taxes, and weather's been horrendous. We actually tried to do it, not last night, but the night before, but then the 777 had completely failed me, and I think it was a PMDG issue for the first time ever. Just in the sense of it went completely off course in major turbulence. So that was my fault for that was my fault for not checking the winds. But then I also had to do that aborted takeoff due to his sling thing with the brakes, and I shouldn't have known then that sling was off. So yeah, no, it is good. I actually tend to like this more than the PMDG. It's just that I just need to get a little bit more used to it. That's my one issue. Yeah, what had happened is I didn't press the toga button twice. That's what happened. Eventually, I did though, and the thrust actually applied. So That's why I say, that's why in the go-around procedure, it is press it twice, but verify thrust has been applied. So, were you watching it? From the other day, right? From, wasn't Sunday night, but Saturday night? Yeah, it got to a point where I was just like, let me just declare the emergency and just got figured out. So I've never had that. I've never had it happen in the triple. So, but it's like it did a whole 360. It did. I was looking at the maps. I was looking at maps, and it straight up did a whole 360. And it's like that's when it was like, why? And it's like swaying back and forth, and eventually it did fix itself. But at that point, not in time, I was just like, do I even trust the thing? So, no, it would. I've never had that issue with any 777. The only issues I've had with the 777 up until the Sunday was a WASM crash, and then sometimes the EFB not showing, which is required to get the sim brief flight plan. At backs, no, then it's 70 level begin. Greater vectors still, but yeah, no, it would not work. So I opted to call it night, and I thought about doing some stuff in the. It did as well. Hopefully PMG is not getting as bad as any builds. That's right, any builds shit. That's what I'm gonna call any builds from now on. Any build shit. They don't build planes. Any build shit. So just call it any build shit. It's not. I mean, they build stuff, so they're at least worth of the builds part of their name. They're for the shit part afterwards as well. So. And then last night I got tired. Well, the night before, really. Sunday night I got tired after doing taxes. The good thing is that I'm getting a nice $4.3 thousand refund from the feds. And the state, actually. Getting $4.3 thousand. Getting $4,291, I think it was. Back from the government. That said, that's all going into the Escape the UK fund. Or sorry, Escape the US fund. And a 70. That's good. Actually, oh, we're getting ground online. Wait, what? Not saying ground yet in the thing. Yeah, I know. Here in the US, it's bad. I need. So wait on a response back from VAT UK as well. So VAT UK reached out to me. They said, "Oh, you can do a seminar Friday at 8 Zulu," and I'm like, I'm at work at that time. So. Yes, I agree with you. Pay your fucking taxes, the answer. Where's it? Request stand. Sorry. GPC. I already have a standard assigned. Really? Ether traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa, heavy, further descent now down to flight level 70, level begin. Bravo India Golf. Ether traffic. Has a we actually kind of have the same system in a way. We actually kind of have the same system in a way. So we have the federal tax, and then we also have state tax, and then we also actually have county tax. I mean, depending on where you are, you have a depending on where you are, you have you may or may not have a bit of a city tax in a way. By the way, you pay them all in March/April. Actually, I think it's April now, or whenever you file your taxes. So you have until April to get, and then if you need to extend it, obviously you can extend it. So, which sometimes financial institutions suck from that standpoint. Yeah, I get a fair amount of extra tax deducted from my paycheck. So it's, at least I'm not ending up with like a $1,000 bill. I think is what I paid in taxes this year. I do not make that much money. Yeah, I'll tell you how much I had to pay this year. And I'm not going to leak any personal information, but alright. What's the QNH? QNH 1016. Sorry. Yeah, no, 1016. No, go direct. Assuming that there's no traffic in the way. What's that going? Okay, it looks like a number 2. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, no, this year, no, everyone in the U.S. has to file a tax return. Every year as well. And it's actually not illegal to not pay your taxes. It's illegal to not file them. Okay, kind of. You actually have plenty of time to pay your taxes here in the U.S. But the illegal part is you need to file them. You must file your taxes. You're right. They'll get out after you within 5 years for that. Not paying your taxes, people can get away with. But what's more illegal though is to not file them. So. Alright, lights are all on, right? Either traffic speed, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, reducing now speed to 50 knots, descending to an altitude of 7,000 feet. The intention is to go direct from Biggin to Charlie Fox for 27 left. Of course, expecting ILS approach from 27 left. Ether traffic. Yeah. And that is a consideration I have made when leaving with my intentions to leave. Though, according to some tax experts that I've been in contact with, it is as simple as you don't actually have to report that much. It's actually a little easier in terms of reporting stuff, but you do still have to file. And then you pay whatever. Then you pay the federal, and that's it. You don't actually have to pay any state tax because obviously you're not in a state at that point. Then it's actually 220 level, or it's actually 220. So big one. Ether traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, reducing now to speed 220 knots, load Biggin. Ether traffic. Yeah, I know. It's either way. You still have to file, or you still have to file. You still have to file and then pay whatever difference if there is one. So. All right. Just get that all synced. Send to an altitude of 3,000. Alright, what is this guy doing? Can someone tell ground to put up an ATIS, please? Your wings, one Juliet Mike, Aeronaut 36 Romeo. Could you state your intentions, please? Aeronaut 36 Romeo is going to turn now with a heading of 040 degrees. We're going to turn outbound, and then we'll turn inbound up and follow the arriving aircraft. And we'll yield to the arriving air wings. Heathrow traffic. Yep, I noticed that. 121705. Can you actually only get an ATIS up, please? No, I want to reduce speed. And Heathrow traffic, Aeronaut 36 Romeo, heavy, descending now, altitude 3,000 feet. Heathrow traffic. So. All right. Speed now 160. Lights are on. Good.
Traffic, Shipment 70 coming up on 27 right for departure.
Heathrow traffic, Aeronaut 36 Romeo, heavy, still descending down to an altitude of 3,000 feet, reducing now to a speed of 150 knots for traffic separation, turning final now runway 27 left, Heathrow traffic. What now? Deuce. Okay, we got about 10 miles separation. Good.
Heathrow traffic, Shipment 70 sliding up 27 right for departure. There's no more traffic.
Alright. I should put a do. No, go 150. Provide this guy with separation. Oh, is it raining? Really? Heathrow traffic, Aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy, localizer established now, runway 27 left. We got roughly 16 miles to run, speed 160 knots until 4 mile final. Heathrow traffic. Get the gear down once you get the glide slip. Alright. Put us all in a row. It's preparing me for the next leg, which is going to be from Heathrow to Lightspike. Six, good. Surface 122, 0 degrees 11. 0.6. Looking good. And Grumpy, if you don't mind, I'm gonna park right up. I'm gonna ask for stand 244. All good, Joanna. My final approach speed is going to be 133 knots. And once you get the glide, we will go ahead and get the gear down. I think so. I would assume so. At least I hope so. I think I've been to Lightspike with David before. It's been a while though. I'm still waiting on information regarding across the pond. Beginning to get the glide, get the gear down in a moment. You know, officially the glide slope for Heathrow doesn't actually begin until 2,500 feet. Excuse me. Officially. That said, though, everyone uses it at 4,000. Whatever. Gear down. Auto rake 3, please. It's all on. Good. Once you get a green indication on the gear, I'll get the rest of the flaps out. Oh, you actually missed in the MCD this flight. Nice. Gear down. Good indication. Ether traffic, aeronaut 35 Papa, now 8 DME, runway 27 left, speed 160 knots until 4 DME. Sorry, until 5 DME, Ether traffic. You got a bit of a crab angle on. What are the winds again? 220 degrees 11. Actually, not horrendous. I could use the tower frequency. I could use the tower to give me the clear to land message. So. Sorry, I forgot to change the settings. Sorry. I usually go through and I usually put I usually change the latency setting to be ultra low latency. And I forgot to do that this time because I actually scheduled the stream at work. When I went in early, so I didn't schedule it my normal way. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Grumpy. Don't worry, if it makes you feel any better, once we get on the ground, we're gonna. Once we get on the ground, I'm gonna end this stream. So. Ether traffic, aeronaut 35 Papa Heavy now. 40 ME runway 27 left. Speed reducing now. Final approach speed 133 knots. Ether traffic. I still don't have the field in sight, but it did say scattered 100s now. It's been a minute since I was last at Heathrow. In terms of an xPlane. Oh look, that looks very flat. Damn it, it's not looking great. It'll get better in a moment. Take it over by hand here. Not now, but in a moment.
1,000.
Approaching 27 left.
It might look better as we arrive a bit more. Okay, so going on a flat pattern. Looking very flat. See if that improves in a moment. Final call, Heathrow traffic, Airnaut 35, Papa, landing now runway 27, final call, Heathrow traffic. My controls.
500.
It should improve. Hopefully.
400. Approaching minimums.
Continue approach, stable approach, runways in sight, clear to land.
300. Minimums.
Continue.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Heathrow traffic approach 900 heavy will be lining up the Alpha 327.
That's not perfect. Okay, I don't know why it's refusing to load in the ground scenery. Don't know why it's not loading the ground scenery. It might be getting too slowly. Want to take a look at that landing? There we go. It's beginning now. It's beginning slowly, I think. Heathrow traffic, Airnaut 35 Papa, heavy now clear of 27 left, switching ground frequency now, 121705 on a call and con Heathrow traffic. Heathrow ground, Airnaut 35 Papa with you just vacated 27 left, request stand 244.
Heathrow ground, taxi right Alpha, left Lima, stand 244.
Left Alpha, bait Lima, stand 244, Airnaut 35 Papa.
Airnaut 35 Papa, just confirm it's right Alpha.
Right Alpha, apologies about that, for Airnaut 35 Papa. Couldn't give it a second to load in. Let's say it does load in. So it's loading in slowly. I didn't have this here. I didn't have this issue at Orly. Actually, I'm gonna keep that on. Yeah, that's the difference between Microsoft and xPlane. In xPlane, it will actually load in eventually. If you give it enough time, it will actually load in. In Microsoft, if there's no airport data, it just straight up would not load in. So. Anyway, we're going to do a sim restart in between now and picking up with David. At least I am. Gonna cut off the stream in a moment after we get that new sky score. New sky didn't give me the overlay. That's interesting. I don't know why that is. here is a Eurowings. Don't know why it's rendering as, I think that's New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. What can you say? These, the modeling, that is, I think, FS 2004 based textures, if I'm not mistaken, trying to put it in a modern day sim. Once again, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, someone's an idiot in that front. Okay, I can kind of see the Eurowings part of it, but still. I'm just gonna, a little concerned about wingtip clearance. Alright, good to know that that's blocked. Yeah, this is actually an area that I've thought about taking time in and actually trying to improve. Because everyone needs something different going on for xPlane in terms of the modeling. And there you go, you just disconnected. It's also possible that I haven't configured the INI file correctly. And essentially, what the INI file is it tells xPlane the order to load things in. Very, very possible I haven't done that correctly at all. Actually, I don't think I've touched it, and I think the last time when I set up with James, I did set up correctly. So. But I've had to do a system and rebuild, essentially. Oh, not rebuild, but I've had to do something. I've had to do a Windows reinstall since then. So. Alright, we'll have to see what that landing looks like. We'll do that in a moment. Stand 2, 4, 4. It's right here. I have the APU on, right? Yeah, I do. Is it delayed like that badly? Is the delay really that bad? Alright. Slow. Parking brake set. You on what's the damage? Oh wow! What son of a bitch? Son of a bitch.
Speedbird 260, good morning. Request trains.
I have no.
260, good morning. Report date of stand number.
Okay. Alright, let's disconnect from VATSIM. Let's enter into replay mode. Let's see what that landing looks like. Okay. So I guess I do know my 777 well. And I forgot about the gear issue. Damn it. Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, the other bit's data. Just says great touchdown. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, I see what you mean. No clue. No clue. He hasn't lit the gear yet. It is not. Yeah, I have no clue. I might have to. I think I had to toggle replay mode last time. Right. Option. Okay, flight, toggle replay mode. I think I had to do last time was this. Simulation, is it? Back. Closed flight. Let's do that quickly. Where is it? Graphics. General sim. Yeah. Save replay. See about it now. It's rendering it now. Is it going to render it out here? Oh, yes, it will. There we go. Alright, let's take a look. I felt as if that landing was okay. Didn't feel as if it was perfect. Apparently, this guy thought it was pretty damn good. And now I know how to cheat on my next. Just use xPlane. Alright. So we're approaching the runway. See what this looks like. It is good to know that I'm actually flying the aircraft the way it would be flown. In terms of the feel of everything. That's the massive benefit of xPlane. Alright, let's see. In the flare now. A little early. Oh, that's a hop. Oh, great. That's a jump. Is that on the touchdown markers? Is that it's on the touchdown zone? I don't think it was. That should have been a go around. Oh, remind me next time you use xPlane for all my flights. No, that was not. That was not in the touchdown markers. Wow. Wow. Yes, New Sky called that a 10. With that bounce. Yeah, New Sky called that a 10. Wow. Now I know how to cheat and everything. Yeah. Now I know how to cheat and everything. Because, yeah, New Sky called that. New Sky straight up that it was 10. I actually don't know if it did go way off center. I think center line was pretty good. It was just, no, I mean, I was maintaining good crab angle. I mean, it did go a little off center, but I mean, for the most part, it was center line. I'm much more concerned about the hop, though. Wow. Oh, and I know how to cheat. Oh, on the bounce. No, it kind of went across the center line, though. I mean, it did go off, though. Alright, let's restart the sim. Prepare for David's flight. I will see everyone either in a few moments when it comes to flying with David, or I will see everyone in a later stream. Hoping for maybe tonight again, so But anyway, I will see you all in the next one. I do agree with you. That would have been outside the 4 meters. So, anyway, see you on the next one. So long.